Okay. We about to get started. Hey, we about to get started. Hey, y'all. Good morning. So, this is Bell Collective, Season 7, Episode 9, Cliffhanger. So, we start with Cliff and Latrice, and they meet for a double date. Then Glenn and Letitia, they come too, because remember, they were supposed to double date. They agreed to it last episode. And Letitia says that she is very cautious at this date. I'm like, you always got something negative to say, bitch. Don't start. And then they are learning how to properly cook Italian food. And then Glenn says, it's the dish placenta. And I'm like, ew, placenta is okay. And I'm like, ew, not at all, Glenn. Don't be dumb. No, 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 this ain't the place. Okay. All right. And Latrice says that she already knew a lot about Tambra, and she was pretty much chatting it up with Letitia. And she said, well, I already knew a lot about Tambra. And then, Letitia, she had to make her little face and all that stuff. And Letitia says that she was thinking that she definitely wants a baby now. And Latrice, I said Latrice, I meant Letitia, I meant Latrice. And Latrice says she definitely wants a baby now. Latrice says that her with her husband leaving her, she definitely does want a baby that will never leave her and always be by her side. And then Oh wait, and then Cliff out his mouth. He didn't say he told Latrice that she waited too long. You waited too long. You waited too long to have a baby, you know. And then she just be looking at Cliff. And I'm like, yeah, you can't take him with a grain of salt, okay? And then Glenn says that Letitia has not touched him since. That's my dryer, y'all. Don't pay no attention. And he says that he needs clarity in the bedroom at all times. And he said that's what he's striving again with. And Letitia says that it is a reason why, and he knows why. Uh-huh. And then Latrice said she gossips about Carrie and how she be flip-flopping a lot. Gracefully next, y'all. And then Carrie's mom comes in for a chat at Brick and Spoon. And then Matt shows up to the meeting as well. And Matt asks for an update on the restaurant. And Carrie said that she is bleeding through a lot of her influencer money to keep the restaurant afloat. And then she says that she had a potential buyer, but he couldn't get everything, situated out for, on his end for the money. So at the end of the day, no potential buyers. And then Carrie says that she does not want to close the doors. And she says this more than the restaurant. She said it's employees that she hired, and then she don't want to let nobody down. Okay. And then Carrie says that besides this business, she says she has two bustling businesses, Brick and Spoon restaurants, and an influencer. She said that she has two bustling businesses, and then she says that she's an influencer as well. And Matt tells Carrie that she has nothing to worry about, being that he pays all the bills and all that. And I'm like, girl, so why you worried about all that? Gracefully next. I'm like, girl, don't be playing and trying to play people out and make it seem like you just all this and all that. Okay. So Latrice calls Cliff down saying that she is cutting and cooking and cleaning. And then they discuss, the seriousness of her surgery. And Cliff then says that he has been running businesses for many, many years. And then he says, well, Latrice says that, and then Latrice says after she says that he does not understand her message. Then Cliff says that he been pushing. She said Cliff then cut her out, cut her back, and he told Latrice that you don't do nothing but just be pushing buttons at your business, okay? And then he went in the confessional, and then Cliff says that, I've been running businesses and stuff. I run 6 businesses, and I've been running businesses for years on top of years. And then Latrice says that Cliff was not there for her, and that at the hospital, then was not there for her on her birthday or her anniversary. Then Cliff says that he was there. I was there. I was there with you the whole time. And then Latrice said that I could never forgive you for that, Cliff. And Cliff keeps saying that he was there the whole time. And then Latrice says that, you know how I feel about being left. Okay. And Latrice says that we're going in circles. And then they both hold hands and talk about how they are both there and through, thick and thin. And they're gonna work together gracefully next. And then Selena meets Tamara at her office and shows her smile. And then Selena is back from Colombia after getting her teeth done. And then every time they were, putting in, the surrender shot in their mouth. If you ever had mouth work and stuff like that, like I have, I know exactly what she's talking about. Then she said that her blood pressure kept going up. And then she said that the doctor stopped and then said that, well, you can come back the next day. Okay. And then Tambra, she said, "Oh my goodness, I'm so sorry. I'm so sorry." But before Tambra feels Selena in on the sip and see with London Simone, because Selena came up there to get the drama and get the information, okay? And then Tambra said that she never heard so many rumors until she joined the collective. And I know that's right, girl. Gracefully next. And then we get to the guys, and that is Cliff, Glenn, Mike, and Matt. And they all meet up to shoot the shit and then play a little pool. And then Cliff says that it is his man cave. And Matt had to have a sneak shot. And Matt says that I was expecting more and inside and not outside of no tent. Then Glenn thought, oh, Glenn brought a baby bag to lighten the mood. And then Mike said that Matt is the one that did it in a joking manner. All right. And then said it is all good, Cliff. And then Cliff said that the men are not gossiping as much as the women be gossiping. Then Mike says that since since because Glenn asked about how Selena was doing, and then Mike then said Wade, and he said that since Selena's blood pressure was high, and he said it scared me. And then Cliff said talked about he said that it scared him, and he said that she had to come back the next day. And then we get to Cliff, and then Cliff said that the men, hold on. And then Cliff segues into the Amanda stuff. So Cliff talk about the Amanda situation again, and Glenn told Cliff that he is the one that started the Amanda situation. And then Cliff said, "Well, okay, since he in his feelings," and I'm paraphrasing this, then all right. And then Cliff talks about a trip to Colombia with the guys. I'm like, oh hell. Gracefully next. And then we head to Taste. And the mogul Stormy still shows up. And Latrice says that they've been friends for 10 to 12 years. And Latrice says that both her and Stormy came in together because Latrice said that she sold the product. And she broke it down and said that Stormy was the person that did the hair. So that was a match made in heaven. Okay. And she said that, hold on. And the neighbor, and then Stormy also says that the neighbors at Taste always call the police all the time on them and for music and stuff like that and saying disrupting the peace. And Stormy said that she just realizes that she is not supposed to be here where she is and she's not supposed to be thriving and all that stuff. And Stormy says that is crazy and that we are definitely not those type of people and that the neighbors think that we are. And I said, I instantly always asked, I was wondering, was it ever a situation, where it was always racism? And Stormy says that getting off of that, and on a lighter note, Stormy did segue and tell Latrice that Lala was taken to the Campbell's house to create her own scent. And I said, how sweet, Latrice. How sweet. I mean, how sweet, Stormy. Sorry. How sweet, Stormy. And this was a light episode and it was short. So gracefully next and have a good day. And like and comment and subscribe to be a part of the Jazzy fam. Bye, y'all. Have a blessed day until I get y'all. Bell Collective Birmingham, season 1, episode 1, A Storm is Brewing. One moment. Have a good one.